Pretty much day 3 of the build. I've done it Saturday, Sunday. Today's Monday. Got the bottom glued on. It needs to be routed. All the joints look pretty good. Pretty happy with that. Now it's time to route the top. So the way I do it is I use a mortising bit of a top bearing flush trim bit, and I make a frame that fits inside here, and then I make this so that I can start off at about 1/8, and then I can take another 1/16, move up and get my middle point. So I'll be taking out basically just the material like this. And the deal is that if the frame fits, then theoretically the plug will also fit. So fits nice and tight with no rattle, which is the idea. Don't want the thing rattling around. And so this gets stuck on to this foam tape, brought over to the router. The router bit does its magic. I put it on the box, and then I trim it off with the router, just like I'm going to trim this off. And then I'm going to chamfer the edges, polish those, stick on the little port bezel. It'll be done. So you can see light at the end of the tunnel as long as I don't screw anything up. It's the only piece that I've got this size, so let's make it work. So for the first pass, I just give it a skim. Just blaze around it, see what happens. Looks pretty good. I'll bump it up a 1/16. So that's probably less than a 1/16 there. Give it a little bump. So I accomplished my task. Split the difference. So it's got a fairly decent thickness lid. The lip's not so thin that I have to worry about it breaking. Should sit in there real nice. We'll find out. Alright guys, I've got one last official move to make, and it's done. But before I do that, let me show you the beauty that is this top. Fits very tight, very nice. As usual, I did a lot of grunt work off camera. Polished the inside of the edge that I had routed, routed it off to the box, chamfered the edges, everything. Everything is everything. All the edges are polished. All the chamfers that I've routed on are polished. You've seen all this stuff before, so it's not like you missed anything critical. But I did want to share the last official act with you. So what I've got is I've got my little beautiful piece here. I've cut out the protective paper, and I've done that because I want to ship it protected. It's going to England. Right. I've got just the tiniest bit of play, so it'll help me sock it down. So here we go, the last little bit of glue. And I'm going to go ahead and make sure I've got a nice flood around each port. Because that's the part that really could leak. So even if nothing else glues, the ports will glue. Of course it's going to glue beautifully. Everything so far has been just beautiful. I don't usually flood like that because it can be messy, but in this case I really don't want any chance for it not to totally wet out, which it just did. Completely and beautifully wet out, and it's held by the little piece of paper, so I don't have to worry about it shifting the wrong way. And let me show you my work. It came out, man, it's beautiful. So when you're looking through the edges, it just looks insanely beautiful. I love putting 45s on polished acrylic. It's so trippy looking. It's so much fun. You can see you got good wet out. Everything there's good. give you a quick look around the whole unit before we wrap it up. This video will be pretty short because it's done, guys. I finished it. Everything is polished. Everything is lovely. So that's about it. That's one down. I've got one more to make that's totally different than this and even more complicated. Yay. But I did get this one done well before the deadline, so we'll be able to ship it out and it'll be to the man when he needs it for his Bitcoin miner art installation in Europe. Thanks a lot for that work. I really appreciate you commissioning more work with me, sir. It's very kind of you. And I appreciate all of my viewers. And if you like this sort of thing, consider subscribing to my channel.